When you ask any visitor why they choose Kenya as their tourist destination, the answer is always simple and short. Coming to Kenya is for all humanity, like coming back home.
I'd like to see more about my ancestors. 3 million years ago. Those are the ones I want to go and see. I mean, after all, Kenya is the home for all mankind, isn't it? So really, you should say to all mankind, you should spend some time at home. Kenya.
Certainly, the country's beautiful. The people are very friendly.
But here it's so quiet and just very beautiful, and lots of animals.
But that is not the only attribute to Kenya. The country boasts as the only place on earth which, through commitment to conservation, visitors can enjoy a veritable spectacle of wildlife that coexists harmoniously with its human neighbors. Kenya's coastal belt is a distinctive part of Kenya's unrivaled attractions. It is an integrated circuit whose history goes back to well over 1,000 years. The commercial capital of the region is the city of Mombasa, which is situated about 485 kilometers south of Nairobi. Mombasa has a turbulent history as symbolized by Fort Jesus, a massive fortification built by the Portuguese in the 15th century. Beyond the palm-fringed white sandy beaches and extending from north to south lies a spectacular coral barrier reef which runs for hundreds of kilometers and teems with wonders of underwater explorations in the blue lagoons and creeks. The area has an overwhelming bird life in the mangrove forest and overhanging cliffs. Kenya's colorful coral coast is a playground for sun and sand worshippers who in addition may also enjoy the rich variety of attractions that make Kenya a unique tourist destination. However, over a period of time, there has been increased human activity like fishing and mangrove harvesting, which is now threatening the biodiversity of this beautiful ecosystem. Efforts are now being made to reverse the dangerous trend. One of the ways through which this is done is by meeting communities and other stakeholders to exchange views on the best ways to conserve and enjoy the environment in which they live. On her tour to promote environmental consciousness, Miss Earth, Winnie Omwake, undertook to visit some of the case studies of environmental conservation. On this visit, Miss Earth had a chat with Mr. Hassan Bain, a co-proprietor of the famous Robinson Crusoe restaurant.
We have 9 different species of mangrove here. There used to be 9 species, but now we have only 3. We have the Avicennia marina, which grows out of the water. We have the Bruguera, which approaches the water. And we have Nucronata, which is just slightly in the water. Yeah. I have 45,000 mangrove in the water. As you can see, all these are mangrove pieces that I collect from the water. Out of every piece that you see here, I have planted 1 mangrove for that. If people can come out together, if we can engage the villagers, the mangroves can be sustained. But the mangroves have been cut so much in the last 20 years.
Robinson Island, better known as Kinyaole Island, is located off Malindi Lamu Road in Marereni area of Magarini Division. It is rich in sand dunes and mangroves. It is also a breeding ground for rare turtles. The exotic nature of the island, the rich and serene atmosphere, makes it an ideal place for adventure. It is a place where one can not only enjoy the beauty of the natural environment, but also Hassan's famous 6-course meal of seafood at the famous Robinson Crusoe restaurant.
Beautiful.
Very, very nice.
34 kilometers away in Malindi town is the famous Malindi Falconry, which is a station for birds of prey. Situated in a green residential area, the trees and the cool breeze at the station provide an atmosphere of natural beauty and comfort. This feeling indeed reminds a visitor of what a treasure a cared-for environment can be. One of the unforgettable encounters for any visitor to the Falconry is 109-year-old Mzee Kobe.
What's his name?
Were it not for the care at the Falconry, Mzee Kobe would not probably have lived this long had he remained in the wild.
He's alone here.
It's very hard to get another one because these are from Seychelles and they are rare nowadays in Seychelles because people used to eat them and
Really?
yeah, and some used to kill them the shell.
For the shell.
Yeah, for the shell.
Go and sit there now.
We were going to.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. The birds love that anyway. Yeah.
No,
Look
look
at
at him.
Miss Winnie Omwake, on a visit to the station, appreciated the project.
That is a big
However, speaking strictly as a crusader for clean, natural
He's happy.
environment, she had this to say.
Hi. You know, we have to keep our forests. We have to try and ensure that we have forests so that these beautiful birds can live in their natural habitat. It's good that we can sample this here because it's not always that you can go out and be blessed to see all of them in one day or in your visit there. So when we come here, we have a feel of what is out there in the natural. So we should try and maintain our beaches, our forests, so that at least when we go there, we can see our beautiful wildlife.
Despite the confinement, the Malindi Falconry is a case study, like many others in the country, where some endangered animal species are put under protection before they can gradually be released into the wild. It is sheer pleasure to see birds of prey at close range and enjoy their flight shows. Another of Kenya's success stories of reclamation and conservation is the nature trail at the Baobab Farm to the north of Mombasa. This place was a barren quarry until Dr. Hela decided to reclaim it and set up what is today one of the best environments ever created by man. At the nature trail, the scenario can easily be confused for Kenan.
It's supplementary diet. The dairy cubes that we're giving the giraffes, we also give them. As you can see, the eland are also eating it.
From reptiles to big herbivores, the nature trail offers visitors the feel of natural serenity that God intended man to enjoy. It is a hilarious moment to come as close as possible to huge animals like the dreaded buffalo, the highly poisonous snakes, the snipping crocodiles, or feed the gentle and visionary giraffes. The nature trail is indeed a wonder, thanks to the efforts to create and conserve this awe-striking biodiversity. One can go on and on, but nature's beauty and splendor is not scarce at Kenya's coastline. On the south coast, we find one of the places where women have shown their potential in the care and conservation of the natural environment. The Coral Garden on Wasini Island is the only one of its kind in the world. The Coral Garden project does not only offer economic opportunities to the women and children who live here, but also enhances the beauty and heritage that is synonymous to the south coast of Kenya. This has brought Wasini Island, and particularly the Coral Garden, in the limelight as one of the best community-based conservation projects in Kenya.
It's beautiful what the women of Wasini have put together here. Here we see our coral, our beautiful corals being preserved, and the mangrove forest, which was previously cut for firewood and other source to build material, to build tables and chairs, are now being preserved, and they are now using this to lure the tourists into coming in, and that is how they make their small money into the community and use it for different projects. It's beautiful, I must say, and it's wonderful to see people embracing conservation in different ways.
Kenyatta Beach is the only public beach in Mombasa. Every day, and especially on weekends or holidays, hundreds of people converge at the beach to while away the day and enjoy traditional delicacies such as mnazi, roast cassava, or swim. The beach provides one of the biggest family funfairs ever witnessed on Kenya's coast. But with vendors on the increase, the beautiful beach is turning to a big dumping ground for plastics and other refuse. Miss Earth held spirited but lively discussions with beach operators on what can be done to reclaim the beauty of this national treasure.
What again you people could think of doing, you as the four associations on your own? Perhaps, like for instance, the person who stands there and sells cassava, he's also contributing to his part in all this destroying our environment. Is he uses plastic, which when thrown will not decompose. So that man himself should try and use another material which can decompose. And on top of that, at least each vendor, monthly or something, should give some contribution to the maintenance of the beach, which in actual fact, mneza nunua hizo litter bins za plastic.
A ride into the sea gives the fun-goers an unforgettable experience. But this will not last long until the awareness to conserve the environment gets deeply rooted in the public. Kenya's economy is agriculture-based, and conservation of the forests and agricultural land is on the top of its conservation list. With a good combination of rainfall, fertile soils and suitable climate, the region produces some of the best agricultural products like tea, famous all over the world. The tea belts have also been used to protect the natural forests and act as buffer zones to avoid encroachment to the natural forests. For example, the Nyayo tea zones created in 1986. The objectives of the cooperation is to conserve the forests and protect them from human encroachment. This is done by establishing continuous rings of tea and fuel wood plantations between the communities neighboring the forests and those forests designated for protection. This has in return created gainful employment to the local people and the country a much needed foreign exchange, while rehabilitating the ecologically fragile forest ecosystems, watersheds and catchment areas. Kenya is the original home of the safari, and a trip here will not be complete without a taste of the African wilderness and experience nature unspoiled. It is a chance to see the diversity of wildlife that has coexisted with the local community side by side since time immemorial. The plains have a variety of animals like the zebra, the wildebeest, the gerenuk, impalas and gazelles. For bird lovers, this is paradise for the weaverbird, the straw-tailed white-dove, the dove and curry bustard. The wild ostrich roams the plains freely along the domesticated ones. This goes to prove the fact that conservation is not a new phenomenon here. The local communities have benefited from eco-tourism projects like ostrich farming, beekeeping, and monetary gains from fees collected from ecologists and banders, situated in quiet and friendly atmosphere, away from the hustle and bustle of the urban city. It is also a chance to buy exotic artifacts and souvenirs to take home. One also has the opportunity to capture glorious moments of an ancient rhythm and a timeless dance that has defied the passage of time, which lives on, preserving Kenya's unique magical experience.